This is what's happening today. Let's go. Alright, so what we got here is the 29 V3X in granite color. This is not my bow. This is a buddy of mine's bow that I'm building. Because we go to Ohio in a week. So, hey Toby. Go to Ohio in a week, so we get down to the nitty gritty. If you hear any background noise, anything, it's Wyatt. Wyatt, come say hey.
Hey.
They can't see you. Jump.
Hey.
Anyway, we're gonna be building this bow. He's got like I say, this is the 29, 70 pounds at E. I think that's 27 and a half or 27-inch draw. I can't remember, but got a HHA Tetra, the older style Mathews Arrowweb, the HDX Mathews QAD, some Rip TKO by arrows by Victory, and we're gonna get to building this thing. It ought to be a sweet shooter. Let's go. Alright, we got his arrow here. We're just gonna clip it on the string like that, and naturally it's gonna hang straight, and you want to mark this where it's going straight through that burger hole. So what I'm gonna do is get my silver Sharpie, or you don't have to use a Sharpie, I might just tie it in. I tie 2 knock sets, one on top and one on the bottom. And I'll tie the top one up tight, say touching the knock, and then the bottom one I'll come down maybe like a serving, one strand of a serving distance, just to give me a little bit of slop here. So I guess we'll start doing that now. So what I do is I just tie a bunch of overhand knots, really. Finish the bottom one off with a square knot. Just like that. Razor blade. Don't cut your strings. Now set your arrow back up. Double check everything. Make sure everything is good. Nothing's moved. Everything looks good that way. And now we'll tie the top in. Razor blade, don't cut your strings, and burn them down. There, now you have a knocking point. That way if your D-loop ever breaks, anything in the field, whatever, now you know exactly where that arrow's got to go. He wanted green, so we're going to roll with green. For a right-handed shooter, you want the knot facing you on the bottom. So this number nice round ball like that. Let that cool for a minute. bring over the top and go back the other way. It's always kind of a mind game as to which way to do it, but I got it right that time, first try. This is just how I do it. Let that cool for a second. Stick those in here. Make sure your knots are all tied up against your knock sets and everything, and just cinch it on down. And now the D-loop is installed. Alright, so now we got a D-loop installed. I can go ahead, put it in the draw board, check my cams and everything, make sure everything's in, make sure everything's in time. I did draw this bow back once before putting it in here, and it feels a little over 70 pounds, which everybody knows Mathews comes a little hot anyway, but maxed out is probably 73, 74 pounds, but this guy, Brad, he wants exactly 70, so 70 is plenty enough in my book. Some people might not think so, but we're gonna, instead of undoing the limb bolts, we're gonna actually adjust the cables to get it back to 70. We're gonna do it the right way. But yeah, let's put it in the draw board. So this is actually just a kind of a homemade version of like a last chance draw board. I got a last chance press. I just cut my angle iron, a boat winch, and a piece of threaded pipe over here with some tape on it. And it's really the same concept. I'll check my cables and stuff before I worry about the draw weight. So here we go. And they're spot on from the factory. But we are going to take some twists out the cables. I already know what it's drawing back at. It's drawing back at about 74 pounds. So we're going to take a twist or two out of the cables, one on each side, top and bottom, and that's going to get my poundage back down a little bit closer to 70. 4 pounds is a good bit. It doesn't sound like much, but it is a pretty suffice amount, I guess. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do now. So let's go. Alright. Let's take one twist out. See where that see where that puts us. One. Back in your slot. Pull up on the string, make sure all your grooves are good, make sure everything's in the grooves. Boom, boom, boom. Everything looks good there. So we took one twist out the top and one twist out the bottom on the cables. We're going to put it back in my scale, and now we're going to see what it's drawing at. One twist should probably be 1.5 pounds, maybe 2. maybe a little more, I'm not really sure. Let's find out. One twist out, I believe, is what we did. So you're right on 70, maybe a skosh over 71 maybe, but we're right on 70, a lot better than 74. So now we're good with that part of the bow. We can get to putting all the accessories and stuff on. Tight, I'm just going to grab one of his arrows and kind of just put it in here. Just kind of eyeball down the rest to see, which we'll do all this in paper tuning tomorrow, so we'll be sure to get everything right. I just want to kind of get it as close as possible, and that looks pretty dang close to me. Right off the bat, it may need to go out just a touch, but center shot on a Mathews is 13/16, I believe. You can measure the arrow and do that, but you really can't go wrong by paper tuning it. But we'll get the arrow or the rest 13/16 out, and then if we get some weird tears on paper or whatever, we'll just swap the top hats around and get everything right, so we won't have a rest way out of proportion, whatever you want to call it. This is just a regular mount, solid mount, whatever you want to call it, HHA Tetra. I've been shooting this sight. Mine's a dovetail, but I've been shooting this exact sight for 4 years now, and it's 100%. I recommend this sight to anyone. It's never let me down. It's just a really good sight. I don't need a light on this sight because it has the rheostat, and to me, my eyes with the rheostat open, I do not need a light, and the pen is definitely bright enough. But this is a 19 thousandths pen, and we're going to put it on this bow. And on these new bows like this, it may be a little paint inside of your bolt holes, so just make sure that you're not cross threading them when you screw it in, because then you are literally screwed, and you have to get it tapped out, or you have to tap it, or just have a big bolt going in your riser holding your sight on. Alright, sight's on. This is the rheostat system I was talking about, which is super awesome. Let's put the cable in the down, the fall away cord in the down cable. And all we're going to do with this is jam it through the center. Just like so. Got it through there, why it's getting fussed at currently. And now, I'm just going to draw the bow back, and it's going to set itself automatically. That bow holds pretty dang good with nothing on it, and to be 2 inches short, 3.5 inches short away. I'm a 30-inch draw. This is a 27.5. or 27 anyway. Now we're going to just tie this in like a little hitch knot on this and burn it so it cannot come undone. He's shooting a Fletcher True Peep 3/16. So get this guy in there. Something like that. And that's pretty much everything we can do tonight until he gets here tomorrow. Then we can paper tune it. I will tie his peep in halfway so he can shoot it, and we'll tie it in the rest of the way. But that's pretty much it. Jaws music.
You still vlogging?
Vlogging. Anyway, sights on, rests on, stabilizers on. Got to cut some arrows, but we will get all that and be ready for tomorrow. See y'all in the morning.
Looks like. Yes, that's 40.